All right, you beautiful people. Happy Wednesday, Big Waves to you. Good to see you. Big Waves on this Monday, May the 1st, 2024. I looked up today and I was like, wow, we are already several months into 2024. It's amazing how fast time flies. So tonight, Andrea Rosser is at an event in Texas, and I'm getting the privilege of sharing a few thoughts on the call tonight. And what's exciting is I've been on um, with a lot of you over the last week. A lot of teams. We've done a lot of interaction, talking about the system of growth, showing the pathway, talking about how it correlates to our compensation plan, and then giving marching orders. And if you've been a part of that, maybe in the comments, if you could comment, if you've been on that and you know what I'm talking about and you're a part of this, let's run till May the 31st, right? And what I want to tell you is if you haven't been a part of that, if you haven't seen me draw it out, then reach out to one of your leaders, and there's videos all around. And I'll also post a video tonight in Telegram. So, two things I want to share with you. One is if if you're not a member of Telegram, our communication channel, and I don't know, Michelle, if Michelle McKay, if you could post that in the comments. But communication channel is where every call that we corporate calls that we got in the field, we try to plug them in to the communication channel. One thing, as your team grows, you want to plug them into the community. So communication channel on Telegram is an awesome partner co communication channel. So we'll try to get you that link up, but promote it to your team. And another thing to promote to your team is Partner Co Nation. I know all of you run your own Facebook groups and you've got your own teams and you've got your own setup, and congratulations for that. Like, you need that. But what Partner Co Nation is it's a place where we do a recognition even on top of your recognitions. We also shoot lives in there. And here's what I'll tell you about the industry. You can never recognize your people enough. And so the infrastructure that we try to set up is, for instance, Haley Lee has an organization. Well, guess what? Haley Lee is going to recognize them. But hopefully then her upline, Sheila's going to recognize, and then Michelle's going to recognize, and Andrea is going to recognize, and I'm going to recognize, and Cynthia Bolton's going to recognize. And so her team is just recognized over and over. You can never recognize a human being enough for an accomplishment they've done. And so I share that with you. And tonight is going to be about value. Okay. And I'm going to talk about that in just a little bit. But before I do, I have been sharing, and one of the things is I want to open it up. I'm going to pick on a few people. Okay. Because here's what's happening. If you're on the IPA Zooms, and well, first let me say this. We have a big event this weekend coming up in Thomasville, North Carolina. And if you're taking notes, hopefully you are tonight. If you will go, Todd Rowland has got a place called researchmoa, MOA.com, researchmoa.com, researchpartnerco.com. And inside of that, you're going to see a calendar. And inside that calendar, you're going to see a lot of events around the country going on. And here's what I'll tell you. You'll find the Thomasville, North Carolina event. If you're anywhere around Thomasville, it will be one of the biggest events. I know Michelle McKay is on her way to there. I think she's going to be there this weekend. Michelle, I believe I'm right on that.
Yes, correct.
Awesome, awesome. So it's going to be amazing trainings at that. Next weekend, we're going to have an event on May the 11th in Southern Tennessee, in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, about 2 hours south or hours south of Nashville. And Alan Schultz is hosting that event. And so if you're anywhere within a 2 to 3 hour driving distance, like come over with us. We're going to be sharing the how to. Okay. And also our Canadian family has got so many things going on. We were actually on a Zoom last night, Michelle McKay, with our Canadian family that is absolutely rocking this business. And I got Marlene. Marlene, thank you so much for your help tonight. And the momentum that is going on in Canada. And Marlene, maybe you could touch on that just a second. What kind of energy are you guys feeling in Canada? You know, are things done a little different in Canada? Absolutely. But are they plugging in and using the system of growth and posting? Marlene, you want to add anything? Marlene is just a tremendous part of our community living in Canada. And maybe I'll let you add a little something about the excitement and energy going on in Canada tonight.
The excitement is high. We've got so many people that are working so hard and doing so many great things. And being part of the IPA call, being part of this Wednesday Wisdom call, being part of Coach's Corner, all of those things encourage us and motivate us. We have our morning momentum call, which we do daily prior to Coach's Corner in the morning, which anyone can join in on. And all of that keeps us fed with information and ideas and just that momentum and that incentive to keep pushing forward. We do things differently in Canada. We have rules and regulations that are very, very different than you have in the States, but we keep pushing forward and the excitement is high. We just had a big event in Kelowna, British Columbia. There's another big event coming up in Quebec in a few weeks' time. But all of these things lead us to keep going and moving forward and keep us connected. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody in Orlando in September.
Oh, that is so awesome. That is so awesome. Yeah, two things I want to bring out, Marlene. First of all, if you would send the info for the next event in Canada, if you wouldn't mind sending that to either Michelle McKay or myself, or we will get that up on the flyer. We'll make sure it's on research.com, researchmoa.com. But speaking of PXP in Orlando, how many of you've got your tickets? Maybe if you'll put a me in the chat. I see your hands going up. Like, this will be our biggest event to date. Okay. Panama City was our biggest. PXP will absolutely rock Panama City. We are close to sell out. It will be no more tickets. So if you don't have your tickets, like, go ahead and get it because the event's going to sell out. We've already extended it, got a bigger space, but now we're to max capacity and we're only a few hundred tickets away from being completely sold out. And with the new growth every day coming to the company, we will sell out at that event. There's no question. And so it's going to be an amazing event. I obviously know a couple of things I can't share, but as one of the founders of the company, I don't say that egotistically. I just say there's some things that will be rolled out. Some new things are added. Like, the company has so much they're bringing to this event that it's super exciting. How many of you like the Monday night call that corporate put on Monday night? Could you feel the energy? Could you feel a difference in the energy?
Yes.
Right? They're bringing on new teams every day inside of corporate. They're bringing on new marketing people. They're bringing on new people that are dealing with social media and the way we're holding events. And one of the things that Darren and John, both of the owners, I was on a Zoom today with both of the owners. And one of the things that is apparent is they said, hey, when you want to be a multiple billion-dollar company, you got to get there before you're a multiple billion-dollar company. Your infrastructure has to look like a billion-dollar company. Your marketing, your branding, your videos, everything. How many of you seen the new Tahiti video that was just out on social media? I wish I could go to it right now. So, I would show you. I don't know, Michelle, if we could do it. It's okay if we can't, but we're going to travel the world together. And here's what I want to tell you tonight. And then I'm going to ask you a few things. So we do want to be your wellness partner. Tomorrow night, Ray Strand is going to put on an event. I hope all of you are attending that event. I hope all of you have your flyers, that you're working it out to your team. It's on the communication channel on Telegram. But one of the things Ray Strand's going to talk about is specifically the drops tomorrow night. And he's like, I see what you guys are doing. I see what the sales force, I see we're over 2,000%. And the world needs to know that these drops change people's bodies. They change their chemistry. They get their bodies aligned, and it takes time. It takes time. He said, even for the people that's having the weight, it still takes time. Their bodies are moving, they're changing, they're operating different. And he said, people don't get to where they're at in life over a short amount of time. It's over a prolonged period of doing bad habits and taking rough things and disrupting our body and our hormones and all of that. And he said, it could take up to 2 years for an individual to get straightened out, for an individual to balance up. And so I tell people all the time, it's given me a different mindset of, you didn't get to where you're at overnight. You're not going to get to where you want to be overnight. It's a journey. It's a journey, and the drops can help you through that journey. And so Dr. Ray Strand is going to talk about that tomorrow night with Dr. Crystal Vance. It's going to be a great call. All of your teams would benefit from that. But what I would share with you is we have been talking about the roadmap. We've been talking about, hey, from May the 1st, how many of you have accepted the challenge from May the 1st to May the 31st of posting twice a day? Posting twice a day. Okay? If you said, yeah, I see it, me. If you haven't and you don't know what we're talking about, this accountability, you need to go to boards and find my video, or you need to ask your upline, where's that video? I will post that video in Telegram. I don't know. I'll do it right now. Okay. Where the video is there. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to use boards because it's in boards. Okay. So if I go to boards and I go to training resources, it says the success play. Boom. There it is. Everybody's got it. It's right in your boards. There it is. Okay. Now, I'm also going to post in boards a customer conversion that I did with Michelle McKay. It's about 6 minutes of me talking and Michelle about how we take a customer and in 2 weeks move them to a brand partner. Okay. So here's my call to action. And it's been this way in a lot of organizations, and hopefully you've seen it, is from now until May the 1st, let's go pro in our efficiency to consistently post twice a day from now to May 31st. And so many of you have accepted that challenge. People in Canada accepted that challenge. The second thing was my request to let's go and learn how to convert customers to brand partners. And so over the next month, May 1st through May 31st, let's set a goal to convert 10 customers to brand partners. Now, how do we get customers? Well, if you're using the system of growth, we use boards. How do we convert customers to brand partners? I just put it in the communication channel in Telegram. We're not talking about a business. We're talking about discount and get your product for free. That's it. Discount and free. Discount and free. If you start talking about a business, if you start hearing that out of your mouth, you're saying too much. And so for me, from May 1st to May 31st, we could go pro in this area of conversion. If we all set a goal that, hey, I'm going to convert 10 customers to brand partners. I did one today, and I went and posted it in Telegram and in a group I'm in. I said, I sold a box of drops today, and I converted a customer to a brand partner today. So I hope you're running an accountability group with your team, and I hope that you're posting your wins in there. Okay. And then the third thing I said is locate 2 business partners you have that has sold 15 boxes of drops or more. and set up a customer appreciation party. It doesn't have to be hard. It's not time consuming. We're talking about in 30 minutes, you've shared on boards. We have a conversion slide deck. I've said this like a broken record, but the conversion slide deck, it'll take you 15 minutes to go through it. And then you just brag on your customers that's in the room. Congratulations, Haley, for losing 5 pounds. We're so proud of you. Congratulations, Michelle, because you shared that you don't have night sweats. Congratulations. The medicine the world is looking for is people that care, empathy, love, support, community. That's all a customer appreciation is. And so I said, in the month of May, if we each did two, imagine what would happen amongst your organization and amongst the company as a whole. And so those were the 3 asks. So many of you said, I'm in, I'll do it. May 1st through May 31st, 2 posts a day. I'm going to convert 10 customers to brand partners. And if you're on here tonight and you're going, why would you convert a customer to a brand partner? Because it's better for the customer. That's why. Okay? Math-wise, if you go do the math, it's better for the customer. They get a discount. Okay? If they do a 4-pack, sell 3, use 1, they get it for free. So rather than paying $150, they're paying $0 for their box, their second box. So that's kind of what we've been talking about. So what I want to do right now is I want to go around the horn. And I know some of you are like, oh my goodness, I know he's going to call on me. But I first want to call and I want to call on some people that I am recognizing you, meaning I'm seeing what you're doing. I'm seeing you in my reports I get. Like, this is a multi-million-dollar business for me. And maybe I should start that way. When I told Andrea I would do this call tonight, I was like, okay, there's so much going through my mind because I've been on so many calls. But let me tell you my story just really quick. So I was a high school football coach. And I hear this a lot. People will say, oh, y'all have heard my story before. Let me tell you something. Never worry about the people that's heard your story over and over and over. Worry about the person, or get excited about the person that hasn't heard your story. Anytime I step up into a home, anytime I do a customer appreciation, anytime I share my story, I'm not worried about the person that's heard it 20 times. I'm excited for the person that's heard it for the first time. Okay? So don't apologize for telling your story over and over and over, because it's somebody's first time to hear it. I learned that a long time ago from my mentor, and it changed my world in sharing my story. So I was a high school football coach. And just so you know, we don't make a lot of money. And I actually loved coaching, but I was chasing more income. So I left that to go be a high school principal. It made me sick. I gave up my passion, but I needed more money for our family. We had got 2 kids of our own. We'd taken in 2 kids to live with us from an unfortunate home situation, living paycheck to paycheck, working 80 hours a week. I found this industry by chance. Just simply luck came my way. God was in favor of me the week that I got this. And I was the person that would have never touched it. But a couple of things happened. I saw it, and the person that showed it to me followed up with me. So let that be key number 1. Do you follow up? They followed up, they got my credit card number, and they put me in the system. And quite frankly, when it came to me, I think I would have probably left the product sitting there for like 2 months. But they actually, to their credit, followed up with me again and said, we want to come to your home. Will you put a few people in the room? I do believe if they would have never gave me that call, this industry would never be here for me. And I say this not egotistical. I've made millions and millions of dollars in this industry. Had they not have put their elbow in my back and said, we want to put a few people in your home, will you put some people? I don't know that I would have ever done this industry. So how many people do we let slip through the crack because we don't follow up and we don't give them that little nudge to start, that little nudge to post? We could be taking a multi-million-dollar business away from them. We never know the ripple. And so that's where I was, paycheck to paycheck, struggling, and looked at this industry as, what if I could make an extra $500 a month? And I remember when that happened, I remember feeling like, oh my goodness, I've got actual cash in my pocket. I wasn't used to having cash in my pocket. And I remember as it grew, and I started making $2,000 a month and $3,000 a month, and we started to share it. And then I went full time in the industry, scared to death because I was giving up everything the world tells me to keep: retirement, fringe benefits, all of this stuff. Haley Lee, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you give it up, you're like, oh my goodness, they think I'm crazy. I'm actually going and doing one of these things full time. Oh, will it crash? And luckily for me, I was lucky because I had a great mentor that said, if you'll treat this like $1 million business, it will pay you like one. You got to get up and go to work every day. And I did. I dressed up and I went to the office every day after I went full time because I had to build it bigger. And my why was my kids. There was many a days I wanted to quit this industry. No show parties, failed promises, people doing crazy stuff. And I just was like, I'll just go back to teaching. But I'd always look and I'd go, man, go tell your kids that. Like, they're the reasons you're doing this. Go tell them dad's going to quit. And I just couldn't ever do it. I couldn't do it. And it started going from my head to my heart of helping people. I started seeing their health improve. I started seeing people make part-time money. And I started going up the ranks the more people I helped. And I thought, man, this is kind of like a vending machine business. If I put Diane Dyer in and I go service her like a vending machine, right? Go plug into her, go add value to her, go coach her, go do parties for her, whatever it took. And Diane started to improve, make money, change her health. I was going to be rewarded financially. Like, how long will a vending machine pay? As long as you'll service it, right? So it changed my life. And I watched this turn into a full-time profession that people today still ask me, you still doing that? Kind of like it's, Dale, have you ever had somebody ask, you still doing that company over there? Like they expect it to die. They don't realize it's a true profession that has been here for like years, hundreds, years, like it's been here. It's a massive industry. And when I learned that, I'm like, oh my, this is a profession like teaching, like coaching, like being a banker, like being a lawyer. It's a profession. It changed my life forever. And so what I decided to do is, I can't chase this roller coaster of emotions week to week. How many of you, let's be honest, get caught up in volume and it emotionally drives you nuts? It's okay. It's okay. We're human. But like, you're looking at your volume and you're like, oh my goodness. And then on Friday, like if it's a good week, you're all excited on Friday at the end of pay period. And then on Saturday, the volume goes away and you're like, oh my goodness. Like, I can already tell you it's going to happen every week. So don't get emotionally like unstable, because it's just, that's the way it goes. So what I tried to do is go, okay, how can I control that emotion? Well, I got to find the activity that drives the volume, that drives the paychecks. And if I can find the activity, then guess what? I can just focus on that activity and duplicate them like rabbits, as Haley and Michelle likes to say. And so the activity here today, if you're using the system of growth, is three things. Really simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. The three things are posting twice a day using boards, converting customers to brand partners within a 2-week period. If you follow my conversion platform, you're going to convert 90% of them. And then when your brand partners sell 15 boxes of drops or more, go do a customer appreciation party. Go find a way to get their customers in a room and rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat. And when somebody tells you that you need more or this, we got to do, no, you stay the course and go, you know what? I'm following a guy that was a broke high school football coach that just says, if you'll do the basics over and over and over, you can crush this thing. So I'm just going to choose to believe that. That's it. Somebody asked me, they said, do you change your slideshows? And I said, why would I change my slideshows? Why would I change the conversion slide deck? The customer has only seen it and has never seen it before. Like, that's the first time they've seen it. I've seen it a bunch, but that's the first time they've seen it. So why would I change it? You get what I'm saying? I hope this is helping, because I want you to find the little things. I don't believe you come on these calls to just hear the same. Like, you come on these calls to hear one thing that you're not doing so that you can put it into your business and make your business flow better. That's why you get on a call. And hopefully I'm going to inspire you at the end. But I want to bring up, and I'm going to call on you, so you don't have to do this, I guess. But, and Olivia knows I'm calling on her. She can feel the call. I can tell it, like she can feel it in her heart. So this is Olivia Sykes. It's the first time I've ever called on Olivia. But I want to tell you, I see you, Olivia. I see what you're doing. I see you in the reports. I see you growing up the pen ranks, and you're inspiring me. And so I just want you to come on, if you will, if you don't mind sharing kind of your story of how you came here, but a little bit about you too. And then over the last week of you being on these calls, if there's something you picked up on, or maybe something you applied that made you win a little bit better, if you wouldn't mind sharing those. And if you forget one of them, I'll come back and ask you.
Okay, I'm kind of nervous.
Don't be nervous. Like, if I can do this, anybody can. So don't be nervous. Thank you so much for playing along and being a part of this.
Thank you for calling on me. So my story is, I mean, obviously to me, it's a total God thing. But I've been a stay-at-home mom for 14 years. And my oldest is on the autism spectrum, so he's high functioning, but still it's a challenge. My youngest has epilepsy, and so I also homeschool him because of that. But with the economy changing and everything, my husband's business has gone way down, and he is on commission. And so I knew it was time for me to step out and do something. I mean, my kids are like teenager age now, so they need me, but they don't need me quite as intensely as they once did. And so I started praying, and I was like, Lord, I've got to step in and find a way to help support my family and pick up some of these shortcomings. But I have no idea how this is going to work, because how can I be outside of the house when I'm trying to still homeschool my youngest, who, I mean, he can't do the school system. It just doesn't work for him with his medication and stuff. And so I was really burdened. And then one day, out of nowhere, I get a call from Haley. and her and my cousin are best friends. And of course, Haley and I go way back because I was always like the little sister that wasn't the little sister, but was always tagging along to stuff. So, but Haley called me literally out of the blue. I was driving home from the dentist with my kids, of all things, and she said, "Hey, I need to tell you about something." And I have done other MLMs in the past, and I've done several of them, so many that I was just burnt out because I had never found real success with them. And I would work so hard and I would put every bit of myself into it, but I would just always be spinning wheels because they don't have what we have. They didn't have systems and all that stuff. And so I was very against it. And I listened to what Haley said, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. I'll talk to you later. And I hung up the phone and I just couldn't stop thinking about it. And I had been praying, and it's like I could feel the Lord saying, Olivia, I'm trying to tell you something. And so I kept praying about it, and I called her back a couple days later and I was like, hey, I think I'm interested. And I've been praying about it, and I feel like the Lord's telling me I should do it. And so she was like, let's do it. And so I jumped in, and I have been overwhelmed at how amazing this journey has been, the leadership and everything, and how everyone steps over themselves to help other people, even when that person may not have anything to do with me. But it has been like a wonderful thing for me because being a stay-at-home mom for so long, and I think probably there's some women who can relate to this, you sort of lose your identity of who you are and your confidence because you just become like the Cinderella of the house. I mean, I'm taking care of kids, I'm cleaning the house, I'm cooking the meals, I'm taking care of everybody else. And it's like I had sort of lost myself in my own self-confidence. And so I really needed this too for me. And oh, I'm trying not to get emotional, but this has been really amazing. And I am forever grateful for it. But I will tell you this, I bucked the system in the beginning. I was like, I'm not posting on these boards posts. I'm not posting twice a day. I'm not doing this. And we were having some team meetings here in town, and I was meeting some of these other ladies, and they were killing it. And I'm like, what are they doing? How are they selling all these drops? And I literally said, well, what are y'all doing? Like, what's your secret? And they were like, girl, I don't know. We're just doing what they told us to. They told us to download this app and post the stuff from boards. And like the people are just coming out of the woodworks. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that. So I started posting twice a day, and like it just exploded. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna eat crow on this. I should have listened from the start. I'll never forget too. I started watching the IPA calls, and they kept talking about system of growth. And I text Haley, and I was like, hey, all right, look, I need you to, what is happening? What is this system of growth? Like, what do I need to be doing? Tell me what it is I need to do, because I need to follow this system of growth. They keep talking about this. It seems super important. I want to grow this thing big. And she goes, Olivia, you're already doing it. And I was like, oh, so it's amazing. And I love it that it's so simple, and it's something we can all do. And it's so easy to get people on your team because it is so simple. But last week I really like told myself, okay, Olivia, you're going to kick this up a notch. And I started doing what you said, which is offer people, the discount for free and don't say anything else. And I had a customer appreciation event that I did. And it was me and Melanie Smith, another brand partner here in the area. And Michelle actually zoomed in and said a few words in the beginning, and I just spoke from the heart. Actually, I didn't even use the presentation, y'all. I'm sorry. But I signed up 3 brand partners from that. And then 2 days later, I like signed up another 2 brand partners, and they were all like customers that I had converted. And I was like, okay, I have got to stop being so stubborn and start doing what everybody's telling me to do. So I'm really excited. and I can't wait to see where all this goes. I know I talked for a long time. I'm sorry.
No, well, first of all, it was spontaneous and you didn't even know that I was going to call on you. So what rank excelled to, Olivia? Would you tell everybody?
I just made officer last week
Just made officer. How long have you been here?
since January 25th.
January 25th to May. And income wise, you don't have to be exact. I mean, but roundabout, like the system of growth is probably, what would you say? We're all brand partners, so it doesn't.
Like including drop sales, it's probably $11,000, I think, somewhere around there that I've made. Probably more than that actually with drop sales.
So Olivia, thank you for sharing that and being humble enough to share that. And I want to share something I hope I never um forget. She said $11,000. I was a head football coach in Alabama, and my supplement for an entire year was 10,000. And that was people that demanded I win games, demanded I get up at 4 a.m. and work the kids out. And obviously I did it because I loved it. But when we start making money here, please never forget the blessing that God's bestowed upon us. You know, and I want to give you a nugget. Hopefully you're taking notes. I always, still to this day, go on Friday and I pull up my 4-week commission summary and I thank the good Lord above for what he's given me. Because so many times I think we can get jaded with what we've been given and it can just become numb, like I'm just expected. I have people all the time that come here and start at zero. And I said, so how did you do this week? And they're like, well, I made $3,000. I'm like, you're averaging about 12 to 14,000 a month. Like, don't ever let that get like desensitizing to you. And one of the ways you can do that is always on Friday, look at your check, break the check down by going to my money commission summary, go click the plus sign. It's got to be on the computer. Click the plus sign and look at the breakdown of your check. Look at your people that are making money and you're getting match check on that. Like, and if you'll always stay in tune with what's going on that, and then be able to back up and look over the month at how well you've been blessed, it will help you so much in growing this profession. And Olivia, you're a great example of that. Like, it makes me emotional what you said. And the fact that you said, I'm about to get emotional, you know, that's what people feel. Like, we meet people in the hurt. We meet people don't talk about struggling financially. A lot of times we don't talk about feeling bad health wise. But then somebody like Haley Lee comes into your life and is brave enough to make that phone call to you. And you kind of was like, yeah, well, and then hung up and was like, I can't get it off my mind. And for Haley right now, I know she's gleaming inside because, yeah, she's benefited too. But seeing what she's done is like the biggest reward ever. So thank you, Olivia, for sharing that. And one of the things you heard Olivia say is she stopped talking about business and she started talking about to her customers that she was converting. Hey, let me show you how you can get it at a discount and even for free. That's the talk that people convert to a brand partner over. Okay. Once you get the ID number, then you can encourage them to post. And Olivia, to your point, sometimes people are resistant to post. So I want us to do this again. If you post twice a day, I'm posting twice a day the entire month of May. I've already committed. If you're posting twice a day, would you put it in the comments? And if you're not posting twice a day, I want you to look in the comments. And I just want you to ask yourself, why? This is not, but you're on this training call to go, how can I get better? You didn't come on here for sugarcoating, but just ask yourself, why am I holding out? Is it social acceptance? Am I telling myself that I'm not good at Facebook? Like, all those are just excuses that's keeping you from where you want to go. And then you heard Olivia say, I had a customer appreciation. We signed up 3 brand partners. When's the last time you had a customer appreciation? I had somebody just the other day, he said, well, I can't in May because there's graduation and there's Mother's Day. And I said, yes. And Hallmark has done a great job of putting a holiday every month of the year. And there's always things going on. And so if you're looking for a perfect time, there will never be one. So find a time that's convenient for you and book it and roll. What are you waiting on? Because Audrey Love, thank you for speaking up tonight. Audrey said, hey, I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and I heard about this from a friend that's in the business, that Susan Franks actually got involved. And Susan's on the IPA call every single day. It starts at 9:15 Central Time Zone. If somebody could put that IPA number in the chats, it would be greatly appreciated. It's also in Telegram. Also in your boards, but work that to your team. Don't assume they got a job and can't get on. Just promote it. Olivia said, I get on there, right? Are you promoting the IPA Zoom, income producing activity Zoom? And it's in the chat here, so you can have it. But here's what you're going to find out. The more we post, the more the noise happens. You're going to see more and more people come to the business like Audrey Love that says, we heard about it through this. And it's because the noise is picking up. So don't wait around about making a phone call. Someone on the IPA Zoom today said, we had a lady that we'd been in connection with for 8 years, but we haven't told them about Partner Co. and they joined through somebody else that's in Michelle McKay's business. That just happened this morning. And they said that person's a big earner. And I was like screaming at Michelle through the thing going, make sure you find out who that person is so we can get a hold of them, you know? So it's so exciting. And so I want to point to somebody else. Let me ask you a question. Maybe you raise your hand. Who has taken the conversion who's watched the conversion that me and Michelle did and has applied that? Meaning you have submitted to calling someone up and saying, tell me the good news, and then going, oh my goodness, I got to get my friend on. And then boom, you put them in a 3-way text and convert them to a brand partner. Has anybody on here, like our brand partner enrollment's going through the roof. So I know we're converting. Would anybody share with me? I see Stuart said, Kelly Chun. Speaking, I got to give Kelly Chun a shout out. I see her too. Absolutely amazing. Has hit the rank of senior officer in this company. And continues to pour into her team. But she's always present. I always see her on calls. I always see her. Now I'm seeing her do customer appreciation, standing in front of the room. So Kelly, would you share a little something about the conversion?
We actually, I was someone's 2x2 today, and she brought me 3 of them. We've got 2 already converted. The other one wanted to speak to her spouse. It's $30. Don't be talking too long about $30. but I said, there's going to be people built under you. You're going to miss out on that income position. So make a decision quick. And that's how we left it with her. So I think she'll get back with her tomorrow. But yeah, we converted 2 today for her.
Was there any light bulb you in the conversion video or us talking about, sell the discount to the customer, talk about the getting it for free to the customer? And was there anything kind of a light bulb of, I can do that? And and working with the 2x2, be quick. Like whoever your 2x2 is, it's like you could keep them on the phone for 1 minute. And me and Michelle will demo that at the end of the call. But Kelly, any light bulb moment for you in that little conversion? I know you've done this industry. So, but obviously we're always learning. I mean, learn it's part of life. So
It's
anything
been
you
a
call,
huge mind shift for me because, you know, we didn't want that in our other previous company because they were blocking. And here, and I've said that so many times to people who have come from similar industries, is that there's no blocking over here. All that is gone. So I had matter of fact, the one that we were doing the 2x2s with today, she said, but is it going to hurt her if I place mine there? I'm like, no, it's going to feed her when you place yours there. That everybody wins by doing that. And it truly is. When I heard someone say about blurring the lines of sponsorship in Panama City, that is the best description of this comp plan I've ever seen and how we build here. But it has been a complete and total mind shift for me in talk about the discounts, convert them to brand partner, because in my mind before, I didn't want other people on this call will know what I'm talking about when I say I didn't want face washers over here, somebody who was just here for the discount, but here we do. Come on over here that way because we're going to continue to build under you. We're going to continue to love you where you are, and eventually you're going to want to build. I just fully believe that.
oh, Kelly, you just knocked it out. I mean, one of our biggest prayers when we brought this company into existence, Partner Co., was that we would create a unified company that worked really hard to blur the lines of sponsorship. That means Sarah's working with, Marlene, Sarah Smith, top 25 power rankers in the world. And if Marlene from Canada needed her help, she's there to help her, even though there's no financial tie. And that is what, if you really want to build an army of people, that's what the world's looking for today, probably more so than ever. We're divided enough in our world. So when our world sees unity, they see people loving on people, they see people blurring the lines, that's super attractive to them. Another thing that's super attractive to the world and to people that have done our industry before. So if you ever talk to people that's in our industry looking for a home from another company, like we never take people from other companies, but if they come to us looking for a home, the best thing you could tell them is we have a system that is absolutely crushing financial right out of the gate for people. Because what does leaders want from other companies? They want to be able to plant their people here with good people, but also turn their income switch on quick. And Haley Lee, you could vouch for that. One of the things that Haley, and you might want to add, talking about our compensation plan is you needed that income switch turned on quick. Doesn't matter why. That's beside the point. But you needed that income switch turned on quick here. And I met with Haley. It has nothing to do with me. And I'm going to remind me to talk about Cynthia Bolden and stacking, because Kelly Chun, you reminded me of that. But Haley, you needed that income switch turned on quick. I met you at a restaurant in Nashville. We drew it up. I said, I believe you could beat a 12 to 14,000 a month in 2 months. If you go hard and you coach this army of people to share twice a day, to do customer appreciations. And it has nothing to do with me. It's just the play that I've been running for all of you have seen the play. If you haven't, it's in communication channel. But Haley, speak on that. Like just, it happened for you and it continues to happen for you. How not normal is that in network marketing?
Well, I think one of the things, and we've shared this several times on different calls and things, but where we came from, we did not have a system. And the system of growth, even if posting twice a day feels uncomfortable, which it still does for me, if I'm being very honest with you, even if you think people are going to screen me or, hide me and unfollow me or whatever, but having a system to go by that is duplicatable it minimizes frustration, it minimizes confusion for new people, and it minimizes overwhelm. And the worst thing that you can do when you bring a new person in here is overwhelm them with details. Same for customers, which is why I'm so grateful that there's only really one product that we're focused on in the beginning, as opposed to introducing them to the entire portfolio. But I think that the more simple, because people are so distracted and inundated with information, whether it's their texts going off constantly or, you know, kids needing them at home or whatever the case may be, we have to keep it simple, not only to complete the sale, but to get them in action. And so to your question, Brent, about yes, when I came in here, I needed quick money. I needed replacement income quickly. And in a matter of, I can show you my commission summary if you want to, but essentially for the last 4 weeks, my income has been over $14,000 in 4 weeks. And to your point about being grateful, and I'm going to get choked up talking about it. That's double what I made at my highest after a 12-year business. And I've only been over here for 4 months today. I joined January 1st. And to see what has happened in such a short amount of time, and this is going to be really vulnerable, but I'm going to tell it anyway. My husband and I built this house last year. We closed on it April the 5th of last year. And the last 2 to 3 months of our build were atrocious financially. We never carried credit card debt, and we have 2 that were maxed out. By the end of this week, by Friday, I will have paid off our American Express that carried a $10,000 balance within 1 month. And we're not here rolling in $100 bills on the weekends. I'm just telling you, like, it is a godsend and truly an answer to prayer to be able to get some of this weight off of our shoulders that has been dragging us down. In addition to that $10,000 that'll be paid off this Friday, we put down another $3,500 on our other card that will be paid off in May. I came here needing replacement income to replace what I had before, and it has literally quadrupled within 2 months. And I cannot not share this opportunity with people. And you've said the last couple of times I've been on the calls, Brent, about nudging people in the back. And I'm nudging them not because I'm trying to micromanage them in any way, but because I feel the difference in my heart, in my spirit, in the weight of what living on a maxed out credit card can do to you. It is awful. And if I can help people offset some of that stress, that is part of their health. If you think about it, I mean, it's not, I want them on the drops, but that's their livelihood. That's their health. And so I just, I want this for everybody. And it's not about me. It's not about a title. I could give a crap about a title. Like, we got to show people the money because people are hurting. And that's what this opportunity is doing for me, and it's doing for my team. And to say I am grateful, I spend Fridays, as soon as I see that notification and my kids and my husband are out the door going to work, I sit here in tears because I cannot believe this is real. But I'm so grateful.
And I know you are. And I hear it in your voice. And I'll tell you why I have a business that I can retire into. I never get tired of those stories. And I hope if you're on here tonight, it might not be on your team, but those stories is what drives our industry. Those stories is what impacts people's lives. Like that's why we do what we do with the health, with the finances, and the culture of our company. I see it every day. I see Sarah Smith loving on this person that's not on her team. And I see, you know, Dale Diffie over here helping someone else. And I'm like, I see Keela White showing up to speak to a group down in Louisiana and them calling me going, holy moly, you should saw like the things she shared. It was amazing. That is what will excel our company to the top of this industry. And we always pray to keep greed and ego out, like keep it in the closet. We don't need that. And as long as we keep those things, and I'm going to end tonight because we're out of time. And thank you I just randomly pick people tonight. So thank you for that. Cynthia Bolden, I know this today. Cynthia has been recruiting and has been stacking, to Kelly Chun's point, one under another, under another, under another. And a gentleman called me today that's above where she's been stacking and was blown away. He said, oh my goodness, my business is growing and I'm excited to go work the other side of business. So it's called burning it from the bottom. And you could ignite some of those bonus people above when they see it growing, right? And they could take on a new life. And so that's what it's about. And our comp plan doesn't penalize you for doing that. So Kelly Chun, thank you for sharing that. And here's where I want to end tonight as I close. I shot a video and I put it on Partner Co Nation the other day. And I said, one of the things that I've learned in this business is if you will add value, the money will always follow. And so I share with you tonight as we close. When I give a box of drops, that's a person's life that's got a chance to be touched. If I will add value by putting them into a Facebook group where they can feel community, support, love, encouragement, my paycheck will grow. If I will take the time to follow up with that person and not let them slip through the crack and add value to them by sharing with them how they can get it at a deeper discount or for free, rather than paying $150 for a second box, I'm adding value to that person and the paycheck will follow. If once I get them in, I will take the time to hold their hand and make those posts that they're scared to make and they're uncomfortable about making. If I'll add value to that human because I care about them and I'll take the time with them, the money will always follow. And as my team starts growing, if I will add value to the bonus people, which are the people that are just using the product and they're not ready to work the business, if I will love on them, add value to them, support them, if I will take the worker bees and coach them and help say, no, not this way. Maybe look at this way. Look at this avenue. How is your kids doing? How is the family? You know? And if I will add value, the money will always follow. And at the end of the day, when I get that about our business, that the more I look and go, I'll be a moderator. You heard Michelle McKay tonight. Marlene say, hey, give me the co-host. I'll be a co. When you add value to the world, the money will follow and people will fight us, like they will crawl wherever you go. Like you want to build an army of people. People don't follow fear. They follow love. They follow support. You love, you support your people. You add value to your people. They will follow you forever. Right? And if I sound passionate about that, if I'm passionate about one thing, it's that is the key to winning here. That's the key to the whole thing. Yes, we can get better at sales. Yes, we can get better at sharing our why. Yes, we can get better at all that. But I have to have a heart that loves to add value to the world. And as I learn that, the money will always follow, the ranks will always follow, things will happen. That is the true key to being a network marketing professional in our industry. Guys, thank you for being here tonight. I hope we added some value to you. I love you. I'm so grateful for you and so thankful to be your partner. Have a great Wednesday. Thanks, guys, for sharing.
Brent.
that.
Bye, Brent. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone, share your heart.
Absolutely.
Thank
See
you.
y'all
Okay,
later.
guys.
Call.
Thank you
Good
for
night.
listening.
Great call.
Talk to
Yeah.
you tomorrow.
Cheers.
Thanks, y'all.
Bless y'all.
Cheers. Have a good
Thank you,
night.
Coach.
Hey, Susan. Congratulations, lady. Everything you're doing too.
Thank you, Brent.
You.
Out of here.
Thanks, Michelle.